Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and I finally watched Basic Instinct. This was directed by Paul Verhoeven, the director of movies like RoboCop and Total Recall, and it starred Sharon Stone, Michael Douglas, Stephen Tobolowsky, and Wayne Knight, among many others. This was released in 1992, and it tells the story of a police detective, played by Douglas, who is called upon to investigate a string of murders, where the prime suspect is a crime novelist named Catherine Trammell, played by Stone. The stories in her books are oddly accurate, almost to a T, to this recent string of murders. However, let's just say Miss Trammell is a bit more seductive than you might guess. This movie is known for one scene and one scene only. You can probably take a wild guess as to what that scene is. Well, it's basically the one where Sharon Stone uncrosses her legs and recrosses them. Even if you've never seen this movie, you know exactly what this is and where it's from. I was always interested to see this movie because outside of that scene, I wanted to know if there was anything else to the movie. And there is actually quite a bit to this movie. Is this my favorite Paul Verhoeven movie? No, I don't think so. I think that would still have to be RoboCop. However, this was actually quite good. In my research, and, well, a lot of my research found this was primarily around that scene. But in my research, I found that, well, there's a bit of a he said, she said, easy for me to say, regarding that scene. It basically involves Sharon Stone believing and telling in various articles after the fact that Paul Verhoeven told her that in that scene, told her to go commando, pretty much, with her under the impression that a shadow was all the audience would see. Well, a shadow wasn't all there, now was it? Stone believed that it was shot without her consent, and when she saw it, at the premiere of the movie, she openly slapped Paul Verhoeven in the face and stormed out. Oh boy, the 90s were a time, weren't they? Verhoeven has said in interviews that Stone knew full well what the shot was going to be, so again, it's a bit of a he said, she said, like I said. I guess if I were to weigh on it, well, I guess the first thing I can say is
I wasn't even there!
I can't really say who is in the right because, well, I wasn't even there. All that I can say is that if it is true that Stone was not aware of what the shot was going to be, it really does suck for her. I mean, I do feel kind of bad because I wouldn't want my stuff to be shown on camera without the director saying, hey, we're gonna shoot your
Johnson?
Are you okay with this? I would at least, want to be consoled about it first. But again, it's one of those things that we'll probably never get a straight answer on, at least as far as I know. And while that scene is definitively the most famous one of this movie, the rest of this movie is actually quite solid. I don't think I can bring myself to hate a movie with Michael Douglas. I mean, it's Michael Douglas. The guy is as smooth as silk in pretty much anything that he's in. He does a good job of playing this cop, and basically a cop who is trying to get back on the straight and narrow after a very brutal incident involving some tourists. Not to mention that he's recently divorced from his wife, and he's also quit smoking. The dude's going through a lot, and Douglas did a great job of playing him, for lack of a better word. But because he is kind of emotionally vulnerable, it's fair game for Catherine Trammell, and Sharon Stone did a really good job here. It's low-key kind of dangerous for someone to be a crime novelist and then have a string of murders directly inspired by said novels. I mean, it's a bit of a tell, in my opinion. I certainly wouldn't do it, but Stone did a great job of showing that this character just straight up just doesn't care. Like, she doesn't care what happens to her. She's just doing this just to have fun. Like, it's a kind of a nihilistic character that I had a strange respect for, if that's what we're doing. The rest of the performances are good as well. Stephen Tobolowsky, Ned Ryerson from Groundhog Day is really good. Wayne Knight, Nedry from Jurassic Park. He doesn't get eaten by a dinosaur in this. I'm sure for him that was certainly a plus. And this being directed by Paul Verhoeven, each shot looks absolutely great. It actually made me want to go to San Francisco. And at the end of the day, I feel like Basic Instinct is just known for that scene. And while I kind of get it, I also think that it's a bit sad because the rest of the movie I should say, is actually pretty well done. The acting is solid, cinematography is very nice, I was hooked throughout. I think without that scene, it would have been less remembered, but at the same time, it's both a blessing and a curse, because people go into this movie expecting to see Sharon Stone's, and don't come for the rest of it. So go into the movie for that, if you so desire, and stay for the rest, because it is actually quite good. But what did you all think of this movie? I'm sure my man Aaron White is going to have a good story about this. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say about it. And next Sunday, we'll be staying in the year 1992, and I'll be talking about one of my favorite biopics of all time. It is Chaplin, starring a pre-Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.